We are ready for baseball action at Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, where the 1-3 Riverdale Raiders will be taking on the visiting 2-2 Port Charlotte Pirates in varsity baseball action. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for tonight's baseball action in Southwest Florida. I'm Nick Frush, giving you the call of this evening's ball game as we are just moments away from the opening pitch, as Riverdale Raiders starting pitcher Carson Palmquist is throwing the last of his warm-ups on the mound.
Pirates, third baseman number 21, Jordan Del Call.
And his first batter he will face of the ball game is Jordan Del Call, as he stands into the left hand of the batter's box for the Pirates of Port Charlotte High School. Palmquist winds up and fires off the left hand. Opening pitch is outside as we are underway with a first pitch start time of 7:04 p.m. The 1-0 pitch barely sneaks its way inside from down under, and that ties up the count. Just underway for tonight's varsity baseball game live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. Scoreless as we are just ready to go. Swing and a miss makes it 1-2 for the starting batter, Jordan Del Call, for Port Charlotte. Along with Del Call, Kevin Conway, the catcher, and designated hitter Christian Valdetta will be your three men due up. Swing and a miss. And Del Call goes down on strikes. That's a forwards K in the scorebooks, and a great start for starting pitcher Carson Palmquist on the mound.
Next batter for the Pirates, catcher number 3, Kevin Conway.
Kevin Conway will be up next. Cleaning up for Port Charlotte, as we begin the starting lineups here for you on the broadcast, it's Corey Brightman, the first baseman. Opening pitch for Kevin Conway, smoked down the middle, kept into play, throw to first from second, and there's your out. Phenomenal throw from Daniel Kaler over at second base, and that's your second out of the ball game. And that's going to be a 4-3 put out in your scorebooks.
Next batter, designated hitter number 2, Christian Valdetta.
Second baseman Tim Smith will bat fifth. At 6, it's Stephen Tacey playing to right field. And to left field, it's Matt Intihar batting 7th. 8th, it's Jason James, the center fielder. And shortstop Brant James will be batting last. And that closes out your starting batting order for the Port Charlotte Pirates. Here's a pitch that dodges wide of Christian Valdetta. All three men leading off here at the top of the first for the Pirates are right-handed swingers. Takes a hack and a miss for this one to tie up the count once more. 0-0 is your score as we are just underway and ready to go for Raider baseball. Thank you for tuning in to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for the presentation of the night's ball game. This is going to be rocketed out to right field, and it's going to be played off the hop by the right fielder out there, Matt Hardy, and that's your first hit of the ball game. For the Pirates, it's Christian Valdetta on first.
Your next Pirate batter, first baseman number 6, Corey Brightman.
Corey Brightman will be your cleanup hitter. And he's a lefty standing in at the right hand of the batter's box. Stands in with a slight crouch. And Palmquist is ready to go. And his fastball misses wide for a ball. Port Charlotte Pirates, they are wearing their road black uniforms. White numbers on the back, white script Pirates across the chest. Gray pants with a red stripe rolling down the sides, and black batting hats. Wind up from Palmquist. This is a steal over the second, and the runner is going to be in time. That's Christian Valdetta with a stolen base over the second, and for the first time in this contest, Port Charlotte has a man in scoring territory. So Corey Brightman trying to keep the inning alive here with 2 outs at the top of the first. Still nothing, but right now the Pirates can threaten to draw first blood here with some good luck. From Brightman, his 1-1 deal. Early swing, and he can't convert. 1-2. The Raiders are wearing their white uniforms this time around. Garnet red numbers on the back. Red script Raiders across the chest. White pants with the red stripe rolling down the sides. They are wearing their white hats, as this is swung on and missed, and that retires the sides. And those white hats have a red bill and a red script R down the center, which stands for Riverdale High School. And that's very nice. The Raiders defense strands Christian Valdetta over the second. 2 strikeouts for Carson Palmquist keeps the score deadlocked at 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first, right after this on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network.
For your Raiders, right fielder, number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy will start off the bats for the Riverdale Raiders as we head into your home half of the first inning. Your score is 0-0 between the Riverdale Raiders and the Pirates of Port Charlotte High School. Matt Hardy stands tall into the left hand of the batter's box, awaiting the first pitch from the Port Charlotte starter, Matt LaPointe, wearing number 9. Rocks the first pitch off the right arm, and his opening pitch will be a strike. Time to take a look at your Riverdale batting order after this next pitch on the way. LaPointe gets the signal, winds home, comes close to Hardy, but stays inside the strike plate for another strike. Leading things off for the Raiders here in the batting order, it's Matt Hardy, the right fielder, second baseman Daniel Kaler, and Hunter Tinsley, who's playing the third base bag today. Pop up by Matt Hardy right down the middle out to center field, and that ball is going to be gloved up for out number 1 here at the home half of the first. Gloving up that ball was Jason James standing out in center field.
Next batter for your Raiders, second baseman number 15, Daniel Kaler.
Daniel Kaler will be up next. Cleaning up in the first inning for the Raiders is going to be catcher Tyler Prell. Colton Seitz playing the DH today, batting 5th. And the 6th spot, it's first baseman Joel Velez. 7th, it's Matisse Bober. And the left field today, as a strike 1 is delivered to Daniel Kaler. Up next at the number 8 spot, it's Tyler Yeager at shortstop tonight. And last, it's Colin Azevedo, the center fielder. And that wraps up the batting order for tonight's ball game. Kaler steps into the batter's box after calling time there. 0-1 deal. Offsides, and it's 1-1 to count. 0-0 is on the scoreboard between these two teams at the bottom half of the first. Just underway for Riverdale Varsity Baseball live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. LaPointe with the next one on the way. It's up and away. The second baseman, Daniel Kaler, sticks his hand up and he is going to call time. So he's reassessing the situation here. Readjusts his batting stance and he's back in. And here's the windup and the throw to home plate. Chipped out the second base off the line drive and it's going to be caught for the out. Very nice snag there by Tim Smith, guarding the second base bag. Just crouched down off to one knee and put the glove right to the back of, or the ball right to his glove, pardon me.
Third baseman number 4, Hunter Tinsley.
Hunter Tinsley now steps up. So far a 2-up, 2-down inning for the Pirates. And now Tinsley's going to call time here. So getting into routine here, he bangs some dirt off the cleats with his bat. Right now, LaPointe working very fast up on the mound. And his opening pitch is a strike, one that came very close off to the edges as well. Neither team yet to draw first blood just yet in the ball game. Wind, whip, and fire for another strike. Now a quick 0-2 count for Hunter Tinsley. And the next one on the way. Chopper down the first base side. And that's going to make its way down towards the Raider bullpen area, as Hunter Tinsley lives to see another pitch. here at the bottom of the first. Right now, LaPointe on the mound, hoping to end things right here. Can he do it? This is Bouncer down to the third base. Throw to first. Is he in time? Yes, he is. Hunter Tinsley beats out the throw to first from third just by about a step, and the Raiders get their first hit of the ball game. It's Hunter Tinsley on first.
Next batter for your Raiders, catcher number 7, Tyler Prell.
So up comes the catcher, Tyler Prell, hoping to add on to something here with Tinsley over on first. Raider dugouts, as always, having some fun as they watch their teammates play and bat from down the first base line where the dugouts are located. Next to them are the Riverdale fan section as well. Prell starts with the ball one, down to third base side. That's where the Pirate fans are sitting, along with the Port Charlotte dugouts. Hack and a miss. And we're tied up at 1 apiece for Tyler Prell. 2 outs, home half of the first. Neither team drawing first blood yet. Raiders started off the home half of the first, going 2 up, 2 down with Hardy and Kaler. And Tinsley was able to come up with a base hit on the infield. Tyler Prell doing whatever he can to make sure this inning keeps running and the Raiders' momentum. Here's a fastball right down the middle. Advances the count to 1-2. Wind, whip, and fires, swing and a miss, and that retires the sides. At the end of 1 full inning, we are scoreless between the Riverdale Raiders and the Port Charlotte Pirates in varsity baseball action. More baseball to come in just moments on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network.
For the Port Charlotte Pirates, second baseman number 4, Tim Smith.
Tim Smith hoping to spark some luck for the Port Charlotte Pirates as we open up your second inning live from Pringle Field at Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. It is 0-0. Smith sparks this in a fly ball out to right field over the Raider dugouts, and the safety netting is going to catch up that ball to make the count 0-1.
You go ahead of me then, buddy.
Tim Smith batting 5th here in the order. Tries to chase this pitch, but it would not go. 0-2. Raiders defense held up quite well at the top half of the first. And this is going to be rung up. Tim Smith watches a strike 2 paint the side of the plate for out number 1.
Next Port Charlotte batter, right fielder number 13, Stephen Casey.
And that will bring up the right fielder, Stephen Tacey, up next. Palmquist winds and releases. Late swing to start things off rough with the 0-1 count.
Who there? That's you. Hey, buddy.
Well, we will tell you this great start off here for the Raider defense. And here's another hack and a miss by Stephen Tacey. Quick start, 0-2. And pitch number 3 on the way to Tacey, gets inside, and that's back-to-back punch-outs for Carson Palmquist. And that's another one watching. And another backwards K for Carson Palmquist on the mound.
Batting next for the Pirates, left fielder number 14, Matt Entihar.
Matt Entihar will be up next. Well, anyways, like we mentioned earlier, Port Charlotte, they started off on the bats rough. Originally, it was a 2 up, 2 down inning. Strikeout by Jordan Delcall rather. Kevin Conway grounded over to second base. Meanwhile, Christian Valdetta was able to keep things going with a base hit. But Corey Brightman struck out swinging to retire the side. So, Raiders looking smooth on the defense there. 0-2 windup, misses wide.
Just missed.
That is that previous strikeout was Stephen Tacey. That was the 4th one of the game
Oh, he left me hanging.
for Carson Palmquist. And we're only in the second inning, so great outing thus far for Palmquist. This is fired out the right field foul to keep things going here at the top of the second. 0-0 is the score between the Pirates and the Raiders.
It only hurts for a second, Trace. It's not the fall that hurts, it's the impact.
Can you go faster?
Trust me.
No, you didn't.
Palmquist looks forward and brings it ahead. Late chop as the ball is fisted down third base. Foul. We'll resume with another 1-2 pitch on the way to Matt Intihar, the seventh batter in the order for the Port Charlotte Pirates. The next one barely got the edge of the bat onto it as that ball skips to the backstop. Matt Intihar took a swing and he barely just got connection to the ball within a few inches there. So that'll keep things going just at least another pitch further. The next deal, that's going to be planted backwards towards the press box window. But we are safe and sound as the safety netting in front of our window is going to catch that up. And yes, Matt Intihar right now, he's battling, fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch, but nothing can come his way. He can't get anything going fair. The next one misses, and the deuces are wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And a scoreless tie between Riverdale and Port Charlotte. And that is going to skip to the backstop, swing and a miss. Prell's not going to catch it in time. Intihar runs like crazy down first, and he's going to get to the bag in time. Very lucky play by him with the swing and miss, but wild pitch from Palmquist there. Skipped off of Prell into the backstop, giving Matt Intihar enough time to extend the first and keep your top of the second running.
Number 10, Jason James.
Jason James will be your next batter.
That close to getting out of the inning. Wow. Oh.
And at first it looked like when that ball skipped to the backstop, Prell, he was clueless as the catcher. Well, he looked back and he was wondering, well, where's the ball at? He realized in a moment's notice that was to the backstop, and by the time he scooped it up, Intihar was already trotting across first. So Jason James now coming up with 1 man on first and 2 out. Takes a fastball right down the middle of the strike plate. Meanwhile, Palmquist is going to throw over to first base to check on Matt Intihar. Long top of the second here. Raiders just 1 out away, but they can't get anything going, as this is lifted to the backstop once more for a foul. And once more, Raiders just 1 pitch away from ending it and heading to the bottom of the second. Raiders hoping to shake off their previous 7-2 loss to the Bishop Verot Vikings as they face the Port Charlotte Pirates. On what has been a rainy, cloudy evening, this is outside. Throw to second. And stealing the base on time is Matt Intihar with plenty of room to spare. So Port Charlotte now with a man over on second. Second time in the ballgame where Port Charlotte has had a man over on second base and scoring territory. Crazy pitch up ahead. Advances the count to 2-2, and the deuces are wild once again. A little bit of rain here in the Southwest Florida area and Riverdale area as well. About an hour before the first pitch at 6 o'clock. Luckily that cleared up, and it's looking like a nice night anyhow. And now the count's full with a pitch low in the dirt. Your weather is 72 degrees here at your first pitch of 7 p.m. Wind blowing south at 3 miles per hour. 71% humidity. And it's at 10% chance of precipitation. Your overall forecast is mostly cloudy here in southwest Southwest Florida. As time is going to be called by Jason James stepping out, and what has been an extremely lengthy at-bat. He's fighting here to keep the top of the second alive. Port Charlotte hoping that they can break through first on the scoreboard. Still tied up with zeros on the scoreboard. Swing and a miss. And we get out of the jam. Raiders head to the bottom of the second with the score still 0-0. More baseball to come after this. Colton Seitz grabs the bat and heads up to the plate as we are now at your start of the bottom of the second. 0-0 between the Raiders of Riverdale and the Port Charlotte Pirates. So still scoreless. Seitz hopes to get something going for the Raiders. Starts off patient with the ball, low. With Seitz coming up to the plate, it's the 5, 6, 7 spots batting for the Raiders leading off here at the home half of the second. And here's a base hit, bounced up the middle and out to shallow center field. Great move by Colton Seitz with a leadoff hit to start the second.
Next batter, your first baseman, number 5, Joel Velez.
And up comes Joel Velez starting out this ball game at first base. Right now you have the Port Charlotte pitcher Matt LaPointe back up on the mound for his second inning of hurling for Port Charlotte. And Velez is also going to begin his at-bat with a ball 1. Check over on first base, and a close throw there as Colton Seitz is able to dive back on the bag in time. Attempting to make the tag on first base was Corey Brightman. Throw was a little bit off anyhow from LaPointe. The next deal. Offsides, 2-0 to Velez, who is a right-handed swinger for the Raiders. Let's talk a little bit about the Port Charlotte Pirates and how they handled things last season in 2015. Last year, Port Charlotte wrapped up the 2015 season with an overall 17-11 record. The Pirates defeated the Venice Indians to win the Class 6A District 11 championship. Velez will miss on a 2-0 deal with no outs here at the bottom of the second. Colton Seitz on first for the Raiders in a scoreless bout. Well, the Pirates defeated the Venice Indians to win the Class 6A District 11 championship. We'll tell you more after this. Bouncer to shortstop, throw to second for 1, first for 2. And the Port Charlotte defense isn't able to convert in time as Velez will step on to first. Seitz is eliminated with the throw to second off of a bouncer that was picked up by the shortstop, sent to second, and then to first.
Raiders, left fielder number 8, Matisse Bober.
So Matisse Bober will try to extend Velez around the bases now with 1 out, and Velez on bag number 1, throw to first, and he's called out. He was late on the dive back, and that's out number 2. Velez can't get it going. He just took too far of a leadoff. He was jumping around as well, so it looked like he had all intentions to steal perhaps, but wasn't expecting that throw over, and that's out number 2. Base is now cleared up for Matisse Bober. Takes one inside, and he's now dealing with an 0-1 count. He continues on, making the count 0-2 with a fastball. Right now, Matt LaPointe, he's dealing very smoothly on the mound for the Pirates. And he got him that time looking. So the Raiders It certainly has been a train wreck for him here at the bottom of the second. We are tied at 0 as we now head to your third inning after this.
Charlotte Pirates, shortstop number 5, Brant Little.
Brant Little will begin the bats here at the top of inning number 3 as we are scoreless between Port Charlotte and the Riverdale Raiders. Palmquist on the mound, pitching for the Raiders for his third inning as the starter. And this will be a strike 1. Nice swing and a miss there from Brant Little. Now 0-2 as this one barely is inside. Low and in the corners. Well, previously, before the break, we were talking about Port Charlotte and how their season went. We talked about how they won the district championship against Venice. Port Charlotte went on to compete against the Estero Wildcats in the first round of the regionals, but fell by a 3-2 final score to finish the season. The Whip and Fire home will be fouled off by Brant Little and the shortstop position today for the Pirates. And there's another strikeout. Swing and a miss for Brant Little as we head to the top of the order with Jordan Del Call, who also struck out swinging in his first at-bat of the first inning.
For Charlotte batter, third baseman number 21, top of the order, Jordan Del Call.
So talk about Carson Palmquist and a great start on the mound. Del Call, watches a pitch go by for a strike. 6 total strikeouts for Palmquist thus far in the ballgame. And we're just underway with your top of the third. Great start by him. This season, it's his third pitching appearance on the mound when playing at Pringle Field, and that does include our preseason contests, as we played 2 preliminary ball games here to start things off in the 2016 season. Right now, Del Call upgraded to a 1-2 count. Bringing it home, it's a swing and a miss. Let's ring up strikeout number 7 for Palmquist, and that's a forwards K for Jordan Del Call.
Now batting for the Pirates, catcher number 3, Kevin Conway.
Kevin Conway, the catcher, now moves in. So back-to-back swinging strikeouts here for Palmquist, eliminating Brant Little and Jordan Del Call. And now he's dealing to Kevin Conway, throwing it inside for a strike 1. 2 outs here at the top of the third. Neither team able to get on the board just yet. It's looking like this is going to be a very entertaining ball game. Both teams seem pretty equal when it comes to skill at this point. Both with great ball teams. This is way up and outside. And the 1-1. Stroked through the left side and into left field for a base hit. And Kevin Conway will get things going. Takes a very long turn at first, but goes back as he takes the single out the left to keep your top of the third going. Up next batting is Christian Valdetta.
First base number 15, Matt Columbia. Your next batter for Port Charlotte, designated hitter number 2, Christian Valdetta.
Matt Columbia will be your courtesy runner over on first base for the Pirates. And Christian Valdetta will step into the box. Valdetta's taking some time, making a very nice crouch there on the left side of the box, trying to make that strike plate just a little bit smaller. And this will miss that very miniature strike plate for a ball 1. Palmquist bringing it home again. That's spiked up out down the right field line, out of the stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right now, Coach Pringle, the manager for the Riverdale Raiders, throwing in some more baseballs to catcher Tyler Prell, who will then deliver it over to the home plate umpire. Palmquist will check over the first base where Kevin Conway is standing, and he'll get back with the greatest of ease with a dive. The manager for the Port Charlotte Pirates is Brian Beisner, rather. Here's the check over the first on Conway again, and he'll dive safe. Joel Velez guarding first base right there. Had to make a little bit of a jump to keep that ball from spilling out to right field. And Christian Faldetta, the designated hitter, is dueling here with a 1-1 count. Runner stealing to second. Throw is not going to be in time. That's going to be wild out to center field. But very luckily, Colin Azevedo out in center field for the Raiders was playing very shallow. He was able to scoop it up before Conway was able to extend over to third base. So Palmquist under a little bit of pressure now. And a little bit of a stoppage here as Faldetta is back in again with a 2-1. That pitch where Conway stole over to second was too low. 2 outs here at the top of the third, so the Raiders can easily get out of this jam if they put in the effort. There is a check swing and a miss. And it's 2-2-2 on the scoreboards. 2 balls, 2 strikeouts, and 2 outs. Palmquist hoping to end it. Stroked over to second. And over to first. 4-3. Retires the sides. Bottom of the third, we head in this ball game. Your score still stands 0-0 between the Riverdale Raiders and the Port Charlotte Pirates.
For your Raiders, shortstop, number 1, Tyler Yeager.
Tyler Yeager now stepping up as we are ready to go for your home half of the third. Still 0-0 between Port Charlotte and Riverdale, and varsity baseball action live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. Takes one low but in for the strike. And he will swing this one outside of the ballpark. Foul, 0-2, quick for Tyler Yeager. Yeager coming back in the batting order after a little bit of a slump. And the reason for that is because of a hamstring injury that he suffered 14 days ago in a ball game against the Island Coast Gators. Count now 1-2 as a pitch hits the corners. So Yeager able to return to the Riverdale batting order after a speedy recovery. The next deal to him from the Port Charlotte pitcher hits the dirt. Matt LaPointe up on the mound for his third inning of pitching for the Pirates. The 2-2. Bouncer to short. Across the diamond, the first. That's going to go crazy. Bouncing off the fence. Just wide off to the right side of the Riverdale dugout. And that's going to be a successful at-bat for Tyler Yeager, digging in the first with a throwing error over to the shortstop. Colin Azevedo now trying to get some momentum going in the Raiders' favor. It was originally predicted that Yeager would sit out for 2 to 4 weeks as a result of his injury, but made a very quick recovery. Playing his first game in 14 days, he missed 4 total games in his recovery process. The senior, he is a huge force to be reckoned with in 2016. So Riverdale, you can bet they are very relieved to have him back in the batting order. The Raiders went 1-2 in those ball games without Tyler Yeager. Here's a check over to Yeager, diving back in time. Azevedo now standing in. I was talking to Tyler actually today, and joking around with him, I said, I'm expecting a home run tonight. He said, you should expect 5. Always have a nice joke with him every once in a while, but this is a bunt down the middle, and Azevedo is retired as the pitcher fires over to the first base bag for out number 1 for the Raiders. Meanwhile, Yeager's able to stretch over to second.
Now batting for your Raiders, right fielder number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy moving his way on up to the plate as we head to the top of the batting order for the Raiders. This pitch hits low onto dirt. So Raiders now with a runner over on second base. And with an experienced batter like Matt Hardy up, this could mean some great things for the Raiders. Hardy watches another pitch miss, 2-0. 1 out at your bottom of the third, and what has been a very speedy ball game, I must say, to start things off. First pitch of the ball game was at 7:04 p.m. here in Fort Myers, Florida. 7:48 is your time now, and Yeager steals a third. Throw goes wild out the left field, and Yeager is coming home with a slide. Throw doesn't even come in anywhere close on time. Yeager comes home, and the Raiders lead 1-0 at the home half of the third. Catcher threw over to the third base bag, and it just went way over the head of the third baseman. At third base, it was Jordan Del Call, and he jumped as high as he could, but couldn't keep that one from heading out to left field, giving Yeager more than enough time to slide on home to put the Raiders on top by a 1-0 score. And you can bet a little bit of pressure is relieved off of Hardy's shoulders. Taking a strike 2, that advances your count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hardy's going to take a timeout here. Readjusting his batting stance and steps back in a very short amount of time. LaPointe fires home. Third baseman scoops it up, sends it across to first, and that's out number 2. So Hardy couldn't get on the bag or anywhere on base, I should say.
Number 15, Daniel Kaler.
But the ultimate goal was achieved, and that was to put the Raiders on top first in this ball game when Yeager came home. And up comes Daniel Kaler. Signaled for a bunt. Wild pitch skips to the backstop for a ball. Kaler that time able to pull back before the pitch came to the strike plate. 1-0. And that's high up. Tyler Yeager very quick on the base pads. If you're a pitcher, he's definitely the runner you should be concerned about. He said he was trying to break a record for the amount of stolen bases on the Raider baseball team, so he's dedicated, coming back off of the injury, but he's not letting it slow him down. So great for Tyler Yeager on a great start to this ball game here at the bottom of the third. Raiders up 1-0. Now it's 2-1 the count. The Kaler tips it back foul, and we'll have another pitch here in just moments. Thank you for tuning in to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for tonight's game. Varsity baseball between your Riverdale Raiders taking on the visiting Port Charlotte Pirates. Nick Rush giving you the call of tonight's ball game. As a pitch comes a bit close to Kaler, doesn't touch him anyhow. And your count is full once again. This next pitch determines if we move on with your bottom of the third or move on to a fresh new start in the 4th inning. Tipped over to third base. Across to first, and there's your out. 4th inning is on the way, And your score is 1-0. Raiders on top. Tyler Yeager coming around the bases to score. We'll be back after this. Raiders hop on top at the bottom of the third as your score is 1-0 Riverdale. We head into inning number 4 as Corey Brightman will lead off for the Pirates of Port Charlotte. Takes a pitch low for a ball. Coming off the hands of Carson Palmquist on the mound. Looking confident all throughout the course of this ball game as the starter as we head into your halfway portion of this contest. A missed swing ties the count at 1-1. Well, Tyler Yeager coming up with a heck of a start in this ball game, coming back off of a hamstring injury, sidelined for 2 weeks. This is right up the middle of the Palmquist, who releases over to Joel Velez on first for the out. And that's a 1-3 in your scorebooks.
Second baseman number 4, Tim Smith.
So Brightman is retired there with a chipper up the middle, and Tim Smith is now up next. Smith tries to find some luck with that first pitch and nails it into the fan section of the Raiders down the first base side. A fan will scoop it up and return it into the playing field. And the next one's coming right back towards us at the press box. Low anyhow, count now 0-2 to Tim Smith. Well, Tyler Yeager came up at the bottom of the third, and once again he came back after missing 4 games due to that hamstring injury. And he was able to dig into the first base bag after a throwing error on the shortstop. He was able to make his way over to second base, tried to steal third, but there was a throwing error from the catcher to third base, giving Yeager enough time to extend home to score to make your tally 1-0. Raiders over the Pirates. This is a bouncer to the shortstop, sends it over for another out.
For Port Charlotte, right fielder number 13, Stephen Casey.
F6 in the scorebooks there for Tim Smith, and Stephen Tacey will come up from the on-deck circle. Tacey takes a nice rip at it, but plants it into the ground for a dead ball. Tacey struck out in his last at-bat at the top of the second, where he watched a strike 2 go by. And this pitch is going to go by. Prell barely able to keep it from going to the backstop, putting the ball on the tip of his glove. Count tied at 1 apiece. And the next one. Nice fly ball down the first base side, and that's going to be played off the one hop. It's bobbled around a bit. Joel Velez made his way all the way to shallow right field. 2 men went after it, but no one was able to get it. That's a nice bloop hit there for Stephen Tacey.
Next Pirate batter, left fielder number 14, Matt Intihar.
And Matt Intihar will follow up. Well, Matt Hardy and Joel Velez, they were tracking in on that ball, but neither one could make it first. Same scenario here with a pop-up down first base, and Matt Hardy tried to signal it off there, but he couldn't get to it either. So Hardy and Velez having a little bit of a rough time tracking down those fly balls down the first base side, and that's going to land harmlessly foul. Intihar will begin 0-1. So we are here at the top of the fourth. Raiders up 1-0. Throw to first. It comes close, but Velez cannot apply the tag in time. Over to Stephen Tacey. Not taking too large of a leadoff at the moment. Palmquist sets up and delivers. And that's going to the corners. Raiders come into this ball game representing the standings of Class 7A District 12. And right now it's very tight to start off the seasons for all team involved. Back here towards the press box window once again. And that's going back down on the playing field. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for Matt Entahar at the top of the 4th. Raiders hoping to maintain their 1-point lead here, shutting out Port Charlotte with that runner Stephen Tacey on first. Tacey holds back on the next delivery, and that deflects off the chest plate of Tyler Prell. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece now on the count, rather. The next one swung and missed, and we will head to the bottom of the 4th in a speedy ball game. Raiders shutting out Port Charlotte 1-0.
Third baseman, number 4, Hunter Tinsley.
Hunter Tinsley stands high in the left hand of the batter's box as we now enter your home half of the 4th. Raiders lead over the Port Charlotte Pirates by a 1-0 score. Tinsley zaps this pitch down the first base side for strike 1. Right now, some of the Raider players on the dugouts trying to get things going to motivate Hunter Tinsley. I hear a few encouraging yells out there as a wild pitch makes the count 1-1. Very nice crowd here at Riverdale High School for some varsity baseball action. Very late swing here by Tinsley. Advances to count 1 ball and 2 strikes in the favor of pitcher Matt LaPointe for the Pirates. LaPointe takes a big windup. Nice delivery, but it's high. Well, as usual, we have a very nice crowd here at Riverdale High School down the first base side in the fan section. Same for Port Charlotte down third base as well. Quite a few fans in the visiting seats. Coming all the way out from a different county just to support the Raiders. Tinsley knocks a pitch outside. Up against the safety netting. Here's the evened up 2-2. Low and away, now a full count for Hunter Tinsley. Tinsley had a base hit back in your first inning. Off to a very nice start thus far here in this ball game. Now it's the bottom of the 4th. And he is going to strike this pitch up over the Raider dugout for another foul ball. Raiders coming into this game as part of Class 7A District 12. We'll tell you all about it right here. Tinsley with the payoff. And that's knocked out in front of the Pirate dugout. So another payoff in just moments here for Tinsley. The Naples Golden Eagles stand on top with a 4-1 record. The 3-0 Gulf Coast Sharks are second. Standing in third place are the Palmetto Ridge Bears, who are 2-2. They're tied up for that third place spot with the Lehigh Lightning with the same record. Number 5, it's Estero Wildcats, 1 win, 2 losses. The 1-3 Riverdale Raiders are 6. Tinsley swings and misses, and he goes down on strikes off of a payoff pitch. 7th are the 1-4 South Fort Myers Wolfpack, and the winless East Lee County Jaguars are last in 8th place, 0-3 on the year thus far. So Tinsley can't keep anything going as he strikes out for your first out at the home half of the 4th, and now there's a little bit of a meeting on the mound with Matt LaPointe and the Port Charlotte catcher Kevin Conway. Manager Brian Beisner is going to come out for a short amount of time as well.
Batter for your Raiders, catcher number 7, Tyler Prowl.
But that little meeting is going to be cleared out, and we are back to action as Prell is next up. Tyler Prell takes a very late swing at the first pitch. Raiders, it seems like they're taking some very nice cuts at the ball, but they're just not doing it in a very timely manner. A lot of early swings, but many late ones as well. It's all about the timing when you're in the batter's box. There are a large amount of factors that you need to pay attention to. As a batter, it really is tricky. Many say baseball is one of the most difficult sports out there to play. I certainly can't hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball out there like the major leaguers do, that's for sure. But this will skip to the backstop, and Prell skips back into the batter's box. Port Charlotte this season, they are representing Class 6A District 11. This pitch to Prell is wide, 2-1. Port Charlotte, Class 6A District 11 is their division, which consists of 7 teams, including the Pirates. The next windup, chipped out in front of the Raider benches. The Ida Baker Bulldogs are currently at the top as they hold a 4-0 record. The 2-1 Cape Coral Seahawks are in second place. Port Charlotte and the North Fort Myers Red Knights are tied for third place, with both teams owning a 2-2 record currently. The Island Coast Gators, Cypress Lake Panthers, and Mariner Tritons are deadlocked at the bottom, with all 3 teams being listed with 2 wins and 3 losses as of right now. Prell will slam this pitch out of play once more. Prell battling, swing and a miss. Back-to-back swinging punch-outs here for Matt LaPointe on the mound for the Pirates.
Next batter for your Raiders, designated hitter number 10, Colton Seitz.
And Colton Seitz will try to keep the inning alive for the Raiders as it's 2 up, 2 down thus far here at the bottom of the 4th. Raiders lead by a 1-0 score, and Seitz gives this ball a ride, and it's going to run out of real estate down in the right field corner for a foul ball. Seitz previously in this ball game came up big with a base hit in the second inning. It was a nice solid bouncer up the middle as it led it out to center field. The hurl to home will miss, 1-1. Colton Seitz playing as the designated hitter in today's ball game, playing Raider baseball in his senior year, as this is right up the gut for a strike 2. The ball is sent home, skips backwards, and Seitz lives to see another pitch here. The moon is rising high out here at Pringle Field. High out in right field. I see on the public addresses system they're ready to play Bad Moon Rising. See, that's great. We have a lot of puns to go around on the public address system. And here's a 4-3 putout to retire Colton Seitz. And the Raiders are retired with the sides. We now head into your 5th inning of play. What a speedy ball game it's been. Heading into your first hour of play, or your second hour, more baseball, after a quick break on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network.
Center fielder number 10, Jason James.
Jason James is your leadoff batter for the Port Charlotte Pirates. Now in your 5th inning of play, Riverdale Raiders are in control by a 1-0 pitcher's duel score. James bunts it down first. It's a beautiful one at that, and he is going to step on first in time. That time, Carson Palmquist on the mound for the Raiders. He tried to chase it down first base, but couldn't do it in enough time. James sprinting full speed to first base, and Little will now make his way up for the Pirates. Brent Little struck out in his previous at-bat in the third inning with a forwards K in the scorebooks. Here's his opening pitch. And it's right down the middle, strike one. This contest started at 7:04 p.m. It's currently 8:12 here in Southwest Florida. And we are underway for your fifth inning here at the top half. Palmquist turns and checks over to the runner on first, Jason James, as he puts a dive back in time. His next one, he's going to signal for a bunt, throw to first. He's in a jam. Is he caught? No, he's safe. Oh, no. That is awful. Joel Velez over on first. He had the throw from Tyler Prell, I believe that was, and he tried to cover the bag but couldn't do it in time. I believe he just tried to tag the runner, Jason James, in time, but he just missed it. And James is very lucky to be back. Velez just couldn't convert that time. But he had plenty of time to do so. Brant Little now 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to bunt again. This is tipped dead down left side. Down towards third base. Advances the count to 1-2. Raiders defense trying to get that opening out here. Tying run for the Pirates is on first. We are currently in inning number 5 of 7 total here in the game of high school baseball. Runner taking off. Prell throwing to second. Can they beat him out? Yes! Beautiful play. Prell leaping up, and that's a double play as Brant Little went down on strikes. So the Raiders empty the bases. Perfect situation. And Brant Little, he just watched that pitch go right by him as he was rung out by the home plate umpire. Throw over to second was gloved up by Tyler Yeager, who applied the tag with great timing. Okay, so it's going to be Mark Bruni pitch hitting here for the Pirates. For his first at-bat of the ball game, takes one down low at the knees. His next pitch, bats it up the middle, past second, throw the first from Kaler to Velez, and they got him. And there we go. Raiders, with some phenomenal defense, will send us to the bottom of the 5th. Raiders keep things going with their 1-0 lead over the Pirates.
Fifth inning for your Raiders. First baseman, number 5, Joel Velez.
Joel Velez waves his bat around as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And your score is 1-0. Riverdale Raiders lead over the Port Charlotte Pirates. Right off the draw, Joel Velez trying to lay down the bunt. He'll spiral the opening pitch backwards for a strike one. Well, tonight's contest represents the last of a 2-game homestand for the Raiders. Velez has a good eye there as a pitch is a ball. After tonight's matchup, Riverdale will head on the road to face the Mariner Tritons on February 24th, the division rival Gulf Coast Sharks on the 26th, and then the Naples Golden Eagles on March 1st. Velez flies a pitch down the first base side. And that's going to land in the Raider dugout where there is some warm-up action going on down there. Palmquist, he has thrown one heck of a start in this ball game for the Raiders. And this is a base hit for Joel Velez. Right down the middle, just had a small tapper there, but came up big time with some luck as the second baseman fumbled the ball.
For your Raiders, left fielder, number 8, Matisse Bober.
Matisse Bober comes up with a man on first. Joel Velez. All three of those ball games I just mentioned moments ago will have a first pitch start time of 7 p.m. The next home game for the Raiders will take place on March 4th when they take on the Palmetto Ridge Bears at 7 o'clock, as this is bunted up the gut by Bober. He can't beat out the throw to first in time from the pitcher. Here's a wild throw out the center. Joel Velez coming around third, and they're going to hold him up. Very smart decision. And overall, very interesting play there. Bober was retired with a 1-3 put out. They tried to throw over the second to get Joel Velez off of a double play, but it was a wild out the center.
Tyler Yeager.
And that gave Velez some extra time to chase his way down to third base, where he was held up by the third base coach. And that's Coach Ankney down there as a third base coach. Hack and a miss from Tyler Yeager as he's up next. So Joel Velez over on second base, and the Raiders up 1-0. And okay, so he's on third base, Velez. Was on second. Oh, okay. I apologize for that. There we go. So he extended his way over to third. Got a little bit mixed up. We're all good now. So Velez, once again, over on third base. Meanwhile, it's a swinging strikeout for Tyler Yeager for out number 2.
Now batting center fielder number 3, Colin Azevedo.
Colin Azevedo will bat next. So if they want to extend their lead 2-0, then it's do or die right here with 2 outs. So Azevedo with a very nice opportunity. If he can send Velez home, that'll make the score 2-0 Raiders. But let's see if he can take advantage of this very clutch situation. This is tipped backwards. Foul ball makes it 0-2 for Azevedo. Port Charlotte pitcher Matt LaPointe still on the mound. Raiders slowly throughout the course of the ball game, they've just been chopping down on him and getting accustomed to his pitching style. I recall back in the first inning, he was working very quickly out there on the mound in between pitches. The deal, and it's sent backwards by Azevedo. And the next one, swing and a miss. And right now the catcher bobbles the ball, throw to first. Is he safe? Oh, no, he's not. Oh, very close throw down on first base, and that retires the sides. Azevedo can't convert, and Joel Velez is going to be stranded over on the third base bag. We now enter your 6th inning of play. Raiders up 1-0.
The Fort Charlotte Pirates catcher number 3, Kevin Conway.
Kevin Conway steps up to the batter's box for the Port Charlotte Pirates as we head to the top of your 6th inning. Riverdale Raiders currently lead over Port Charlotte by a 1-0 score as we enter your second to last inning of play. Wild pitch over the head to Tyler Prell to start things off for Carson Palmquist on the mound. He was your starter for this ball game. He's currently in the 6th inning. And he's still throwing one heck of a ball game. Right now he's focusing a little more off to the edges, it seems like, as he throws one away. 2-0 to Conway. Conway makes contact with it down first base, and that's going to be caught up by Joel Velez, going out into shallow right field to make the connection for out number 1.
Port Charlotte's next batter, designated hitter number 2, Christian Faldetta.
Christian Faldetta will be the next batter up. Faldetta digs in, and an opening strike 1 goes past him. Prior to the start of this evening's varsity baseball contest at Riverdale, we had the Raider JV team take on Port Charlotte. Hack and a miss. Advances the count to 0-2. The contest resulted with Port Charlotte defeating Riverdale by a 3-2 final score. Raider baseball fans, if you are interested in catching the Riverdale JV baseball team in action this season, all home games at Pringle Field have a first pitch start time of 4 p.m. Fly ball down first, and that's not going to be fair.
Why isn't that fair?
Nice little pun here. Why isn't it fair?
That wasn't a pun, that was a joke.
It was a joke.
That was a joke. A bad one, but it was still a joke.
Really bad jokes and puns here in the press box.
Absolutely.
By none other than the public address announcer himself, and this is Up in the Corners. Now 1-2 with 1 out at the top of the 6th. Well, once again, for the JV team, all home games at Pringle Field have a first pitch start time of 4 p.m. They typically compete right before the varsity team does anyhow. That is not always the case. For more information on Raider JV baseball as well as other Riverdale sports and events, visit www.rdh.leeschools.net, the official website of Riverdale High School. Christian Faldetta knocks a pitch down, third foul. Steps outside to the box, swinging his right arm around. Banging his bat into the dirt as well. It seems as if he may be frustrated at something as this pitch knocks into dirt. To tie up the count at 2-2. 1 out. Once again here at the beginning of inning number 6. The coaches of the Riverdale JV baseball team, none other than former Riverdale baseball players themselves, Coach Dustin Hefner and Kevin McEltrott. This is another one in the corners. Now a full count given to Faldetta. Well, both McEltrott and Hefner, they were a part of the class of 2015 at Riverdale High School. Both played their senior years of baseball last year. Dustin Hefner, he was a center fielder, while Kevin McEltrott played as a catcher, and he was one heck of a catcher as well. And they are in attendance of tonight's ball game as well. So, of course, had to give them a little bit of a shout out as they are watching this game from the Raider fan section. Faldetta is going to take a walk as this pitch is barely on the outside. So Faldetta has his first walk of the game.
Now batting for the Pirates, first baseman number 6, Corey Brightman.
Corey Brightman is now moving his way on into the right hand of the batter's box. Well, it seems like Faldetta, he was frustrated. He was violently smacking the bat up against his cleats, playing some aggressive baseball right there, and he was in an all-out struggle in the batter's box, but he's able to prosper with an outside pitch on the payoff from the Raider pitcher Carson Palmquist. So Brightman now up. And here's a close pitch to make the count 1-0. This one skips down low in front of the catcher Tyler Prell for ball 2. Now on Brightman. Last year when Kevin McEltrott was the catcher, Tyler Prell was a freshman at the time and he played the third base bag. But I will tell you this, Tyler Prell as a catcher, he fits into the role very well. Here's another check over to the first base. Brightman with a 2-0 count. Another pitch is going to be hacked out of the ball field. Two and one. Tonight's baseball game represents contest number 2 of 11 home games that will be played at Pringle Field this year for the Raiders. Overall, it is Game 5 with 25 total matchups as this is hammered up the middle. Second baseman Daniel Kaler to Joel Velez on first. And that's out number 2. Brightman is retired. Meanwhile, the runner extends over to second base. Once again, that's Christian Baldetta over in scoring territory now. Getting on board due to a walk just moments ago. Tim Smith now steps in. Pretty intimidating moment here for the Raider defense because Christian Baldetta, you have to remember, Raiders are up 1-0 right now in a very tight contest, and there goes Baldetta. He's stopped. Well, what happened there was a pitch was tipped foul there by Tim Smith, but meanwhile you had the runner Baldetta. He was racing over to third base, but he stopped halfway there and held back. Yeah, and he was hammering his way over there too. And now here's your stoppage. Coach Bobby Pringle is coming out for the Raiders, having a conversation with Carson Palmquist and catcher Tyler Prell. And they'll have a quick discussion here in a moment.
The contests for this week are on the road. Wednesday, your Raiders will be playing at Mariner. And Friday...
And fans, keep in mind that our next home game for Riverdale will take place on March 4th when they take on the division rival Palmetto Ridge Bears at 7 o'clock here at Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. The Bears, as of right now, hold a 2-3 record in Class 7A District 12. Palmetto Ridge is tied for the third place spot with the Lehigh Lightning, and coincidentally, those schools will square off on Friday night later on this week. That game has a listed start time of 6 p.m. Once again, Lehigh and Palmetto Ridge. This pitch will not sneak its way inside to Tim Smith as the count advances to 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs here. At the opening half of inning number 6, Raiders up 1-0, but Baldetta on second. He is threatening to tie it up. Nailed to the shortstop, Tyler Yeager, who makes the catch and ends the inning, stranding Baldetta over on second. Bottom of the 6th we go. Raiders still have the pitcher duel lead going by a 1-0 score. More baseball after this.
For your Raiders, right fielder, number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy hopes to keep the Raiders on top here as we enter your bottom of the 6th. Raiders lead 1-0 over the Port Charlotte Pirates and varsity baseball action. This is hammered down the third base side, and that ball is not going to be in play. Now 0-1 for Hardy. Hardy, he chugged all the way down to first base there. Catcher was running towards that one. Yeah, Kevin Conway, he just ripped off the mask and just made his way over to that ball. But the home plate umpire clears up the confusion by saying it was foul. Well, right now it's a very important time for the Raiders. They are so close to the end of this contest at the bottom of the 6th. 7 innings here in high school baseball, keep in mind, but the 1-0 lead in baseball is always a dangerous one. Nothing is safe, so if the Raiders can put up one more on the board, they can be in good standing. Boy, that really was racked down left. And look at Hardy right now. He is making his way all the way around second before he realizes that the ball was foul. Now, let me tell you that that ball was absolutely crushed. Down the left field line, Hardy just had a good connection, but just couldn't put it in to the playing field. And he was just chugging around those base pads as if his life depended on it, as if he was playing in the World Series. And by the time he got around second, that's when he realized that the ball was not fair. As he steps back in, he'll watch one low below the knees for a ball. 1-2 is now his count, as he also fouled off a pitch off his foot after that nice line drive out the left field. So 2 foul balls, swing and a miss, and he goes down with a strikeout here at the bottom of the 6th.
Your next Raider batter, second baseman, number 15, Daniel Kaler.
And up comes Daniel Kaler to the plate. And it looks like he has something in his eyes right now. Or something interesting is going on. Before he really dug into the batter's box, he dropped the bat. Looks like he's doing something, maybe messing with his helmet. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it looks like he has something in his eye right now. Yeah, right now you have a trainer going up to him. Coach Pringle is coming out as well. That was very interesting because he just walked straight up to the batter's box and something started messing with his eye, it seems like. Very interesting. So meanwhile, the trainer's going to come out with a cloth and
Got a little saline solution.
looks like he has a saline solution as well to fix this up. I mean, some eye wash, to be exact. So they'll try to clear that up with Daniel Kaler, who will be batting in just moments. Meanwhile, it's a little bit of a toss-around on the infield for the Port Charlotte Pirates. The starting pitcher, Matt LaPointe, is still up on the mound here in inning number 6, and he's just tossing the ball around with some of his infielders. While this mess is cleared up, there's a little bit of a bullpen session down the first base line for the Raiders, but those players are going to make their way back. And there's some bullpen action going up for the Pirates. So some bullpen action here for both teams going on. So let's see how LaPointe is going to handle himself here at the bottom of the 6th. So Kaler is in the batter's box doing just fine now, as this pitch is far outside. 1-0. And that's too far up. Well, fans, what a night of baseball it has been here at Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. The Raiders currently lead over the Port Charlotte Pirates by a 1-0 score. Here's a strike one being delivered over to Kaler. Hunter Tinsley on the on-deck circle for the Raiders. This pitch is going to right itself high up. Now 3-1 for Daniel Kaler with one out at the bottom of the 6th. And what has been a very speedy ball game. Now 8:40 here. So not even 2 hours into this contest, and we are just about, 5 innings away from this ball game. Hopefully, if the Raiders can maintain the lead and win this at the top of the 7th, but anything is possible. And this pitch is going to walk Daniel Kaler over to first as he picks up his 4th ball.
Batting next, third baseman, number 4, Hunter Tinsley.
Hunter Tinsley now stepping up, stepping in. He's ready to go with 1 out and 1 on. Daniel Kaler, he is another smooth runner on the base pad, so let's see if he goes to steal. He starts at first, holds back. The throw off the catcher there possibly for Port Charlotte, Kevin Conway. And that ball will not make it into strike plate. Check over to first base on Kaler, and he'll dive in time before the throw makes its way to first base. Here's a steal attempt by Kaler. He makes it in time. That ball skipped originally over the glove of Brant Little, who was covering the plate, but it was kept inside there by the shortstop. Or correction, that was Tim Smith able to keep that ball in from trickling out to center field. Meanwhile, here's Tinsley given a strike 2. Tinsley leaning very close in here on the plate. Drills it. The second is caught. Throw to the shortstop. That's a double play. 2 and 1. And we now head to the top of the 7th. 3 outs away. If the Raiders can keep this lead, then they will win the game here in just moments. But let's see if they can come up clutch on the defense after this break.
Hitting for the Port Charlotte Pirates, right fielder number 13, Stephen Tacey.
Stephen Tacey will make his way up as we head to the top of the 7th. Raiders lead over Port Charlotte by a 1-0 score. Raiders 3 outs away from victory if they can maintain their 1-0 lead. New pitcher on the mound for the Raiders is going to be Hunter Tinsley. Tinsley previously in this ball game played at the third base bag, whips and fires. And that is going to be a check over to first base, and they're going to say Tacey did not go around, and that's a ball. Very nice check swing there. No matter what the call was, it sure was close. Now here's a strike. Hit the edge of the plate, 1 and 2. Very nice, quick ball game. Don't want to speak too fast, however, as the Raiders have to finish up these outs. Here's a swing and a miss. Pro loses the ball, and Tacey is going to make his way over to first base. That's not the first time this happened in tonight's game. Pro just lost control of the ball. He kicked it loose, and Tacey is able to run over to first, and he gets a free ride. And a courtesy runner is going to come over on first base.
Pinch runner now running at first base for the Pirates, number 15, Matt Columbia.
Matt Columbia will take over first base. He also played as a courtesy runner earlier on in tonight's ball game.
Matt Intihar.
Matt Intihar will come up and try to put the Pirates tied up here. Bunt down the middle. Tinsley throws to second for 1, throw to first for 2. They can't get the out number 2 for the double play. But the good news is that Tinsley scooped up the ball on the pitcher's mound and released over to second to keep runners off of scoring territory, and that's out number 1 here at the beginning of the 7th inning. Raiders up 1-0 over the Pirates.
Number 10, Jason James.
Jason James will move on up. Best situation for the Raiders here is if they can convert a double play to end the ball game. This stays inside for a strike to James. Tinsley whips, fires, hoping to get the close here in this ball game. It's going to spike low of Tinsley's glove, and now that counts at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, what happened there is Prell threw the ball and didn't have enough arm under it as he tried to rally it up on the mound to Tinsley. It bounced down. That could have given the base runner enough time to maybe go over the second, possibly. That's Tacey over on first. Ball meets the plate for a strike, 2. So Hunter Tinsley on the mound once again, hoping to earn the close in his first inning on the mound. Taking over for Carson Palmquist, he started the game as pitcher for the Raiders. Went 6 total innings. It was one heck of a ball game from him. But as we saw him carry on throughout the ball game, especially in the 6th, his arm was getting a little bit tired out. We saw some more wild pitches, but great game. 9 strikeouts for him throughout the course of this game in 6 innings. That truly is hard work and talent on the mound, folks. Jason James dueling here with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 1 out, and Tacey on first. The relay home just inches out. And now a full count. This is dangerous if Tinsley misses the plate here on this next one. That will put runners on both second and first. The payoff. And he's out. Oh, he caught him looking, and Tinsley escapes a sticky situation for out number 2. Well, let me tell you this. That certainly was interesting. Matt Intihar, or Jason James, pardon me.
Next Port Charlotte batter, number 5, Brant Little.
What he did was he raced off to first base. He flew out, or flung the bat towards the dugout, and he was heading out the first, but that umpire said, nope, you are out, and that's out number 2. Raiders just 1 away from ending this ball game. Now up, it's Brant Little. So any pitch can be the last here for Hunter Tinsley on the mound, hoping to close this one out for the Raiders. If they can secure the win, that'll put up the Raiders to a 2-3 record. And if Port Charlotte falls, and they will be 2-3 as well on the season. Here's a strike 2 right up the gut. Fans coming to their feet here, bringing some energy. Tinsley fires home, and it's too far out. That'll keep this ball game going. Well, this game has certainly had a little bit of almost everything. It was just a nice, swift ball game. We haven't even passed 2 hours of playing time, swing and a miss, and that is the end of your ball game. The Riverdale Raiders defeat the Port Charlotte Pirates by a 1-0 pitchers duel final score. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us tonight, live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. It was a nice, tight ball game, but the Raiders were able to prevail in the end in front of their home crowd. Fans, we would like to remind you of the next upcoming games for the Raiders. They will be on the road on February 24th to face the Mariner Tritons. And the next home game for the Riverdale Raiders right here at Pringle Field is going to be on March 4th when they take on the division rival Palmetto Ridge Bears, 7 o'clock. If you can't make it, you can catch the broadcast online with the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. For now, this is Nick Rush saying so long, live from Riverdale High School. One more time, the Riverdale Raiders defeat the Port Charlotte Pirates by a 1-0 pitchers duel score. Once again, a fast one as it is currently 8:53 p.m. Game started at 7:04. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you on March 4th when the Raiders return home to take on the Bears. Have a great night, and thank you for listening to Riverdale Raiders baseball action on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network.